Welcome back to space, everyone. It's been a while.
I kind of remember this place.
It's been a while since we did one of these streams.
Yes.
We took a break after Apocalypse and was like, yeah, no, we need to refocus on what we're doing, and we're back with Distant Stars,
Yes,
the new story pack.
And yeah, it's been been busy times.
Yes.
With the Cherry and all the post-release support and other secret things and so on. But yes, we're here with Distant Stars, which is the new story pack. Did we play them a nice trailer?
Yes, we played them the trailer, and everyone got very hyped. So that was really nice.
So, Distant Stars is a new story pack that is under development, and it's basically focusing on exploration. It's sort of back to the basics. It's just adding a lot of really cool things to find in the galaxy. Nothing more complicated than that, but I was thinking I would just briefly go through some of the features, show off a little bit, but we're not going to show off too much, because what's the fun in just showing off everything you can find?
But if you want to know more, on Thursday, me and Daniel, who's game designer on Stellaris, will start our Let's Play series, and you can see more of it then.
Yes. And of course, we will naturally be releasing an update alongside Distant Stars as well, called 2.1 Niven.
Yes.
And no, not because of Ring Worlds. We know Ring World is a big thing, but it's like, can we ever use Niven without people thinking the update is about Ring Worlds? And decided, actually, yes, we can. But there might be other works of his that are kind of relevant. I'll leave it up to you to figure out what we're referencing.
So let's go and read all the books so we can try and figure out exactly what's in Distant Stars.
Yes.
And then watch the streams, because we're not going to figure anything out. So we can go down to face counts. Perfect.
Where I am definitely not cheating in the slightest.
Nope. Something we didn't show off now is something you've shown on Twitter.
Oh, yes.
Which is that you no longer automatically see...
I can show it off.
Oh, you can show it off. Perfect.
Just a moment. I'll turn this off, and then I will... No, not okay. I will play, in fact.
There. Nope.
This should...
Yeah, there we go.
So, yes, as I was saying on Twitter today, one thing we have changed in the update is that you no longer start with the entire hyperlane network of the galaxy discovered. Instead, you start with everything in your so-called hyperlane discovery range discovered. And your hyperlane discovery range is based on your sensors. So, for instance, the starting radar systems have a hyperlane detection range of 2, meaning they can see hyperlanes in the same system and one system away. The thing is also that science ships have a +3 to hyperlane detection range, so your science ships are quite a bit better at going around and mapping. We actually first tested just having the hyperlane detection range be the sensor range, but that was determined as not exceedingly fun.
No, there was a lot of questions about why is this way. I can't find the choke points. But now you can, and it's great.
Yeah, it was also the problem of you couldn't, queue up exploration because you could only see one system at a time. Mm-hmm. So we decided to sort of a middle ground where you can see a fair amount at the start, and you can queue up a bunch of systems explored at once, and you will, uncover the network quite a bit ahead of you. But you also don't start with just knowledge of how these two stars on the opposite end of the galaxy connect to each other.
Yes.
So you do have to do a bit of exploration in finding out where the vital choke points are and how to build, and it adds a bit more excitement and uncertainty. We've also changed the way why do I keep writing okay? I guess I'm just feeling okay.
Everything's A-okay.
Anyway. Sensor. So, we have actually changed the way the hyperlanes are generated as well. Previously, the game would basically just try to connect every hyperlane to nearby hyperlane and then remove some based on the setting. Mm-hmm. What it does now is that it actually generates these so-called clusters or constellations, which is like this, for instance, is a constellation, this is a constellation, and so on, and each is a cluster of very heavily connected stars, which are connected to each other by these sort of highways, meaning that you have the sort of, okay, this is a natural territory to take, and if you only hold half of it, it's going to be kind of difficult to defend because of the connectivity.
Yeah, that's really cool.
But if you manage to take all of it, you will have more natural points to fortify, which also lets us do fun things like, place a Leviathan at specific entry points and things like that.
Mm-hmm. That's really fun.
The game will also actually understand which are the choke points and will generally avoid placing Leviathans, Fallen Empires, other things that just plain lock you down. So that
Oh my God.
some of the cases we've had where you start here and you're locked down by a Leviathan there. You might be locked down by regular space monsters, but you can generally deal with regular space monsters.
Yeah, it'll be a thorn in your side like it was in the Apocalypse Let's Play for me, but you can deal with it.
So there is new stuff there.
Yeah, there's definitely new stuff there.
You can actually turn some space monsters friendly as part of the free update.
Ooh, it's part of the free update as well.
Yes. But
And everything we've talked about so far is
everything
free
we're talking about so
updates.
far is the free update. I will be talking a little bit about free update and then hopping to Distant Stars.
Perfect.
The other big thing which we have added is the anomaly tracker, and we have also so you can actually keep track of your anomalies, and we have also changed anomalies so that there is no longer a failure risk.
Perfect.
You no longer
Oh
get
my
the random 5% now my scientist died,
Yeah.
which honestly nobody particularly liked.
No, it was terrible.
Yes, instead, what we've done is that the time it takes to research an anomaly depends on the level relative to the scientist's skill. These are non-final numbers, but to give you an example, this level 6 anomaly would take 360 days for the level 1 scientist to research. That's probably going to be higher in the final version, whereas a level 2 anomaly will only take 60 days. So that, yes, if you find a really high level anomaly in the early game and they got to level 10 now, you can research it, but it's gonna like tie up one of your scientists for quite a lot of time compared to, you know, maybe coming back later.
Yeah.
But you can always do it.
And since you have the anomaly list now, it's much easier to come back to it later.
Exactly, because you will be able to track, you know, what's going on. I mean, this level 7 takes a
720 days, Jesus.
Indeed.
Okay. Yeah, no. Losing scientists wasn't a huge bit of fun. I think this is a lot better in terms of balance and
We've
fun.
also changed the what's it called? Sorry, I'm a little bit tired. I lost my track of time.
We've changed the skill icon.
Yes, we have changed the skill. It was something related to anomalies. Anyway. Oh yes, we also changed it so most anomalies can only be found once. Meaning that most anomalies will not appear. You will not have, you know, the same alien mercenary going around the galaxy riding on every single planet. Also, we have kind of changed things for the AI. So, like, the AI actually get their own category of anomalies now, and they don't get the same anomalies you do.
Okay.
Because one of the problems was, another problem kind of from an immersion perspective, is that every single empire you encounter will also have found the alien mercenary and the shadow play, and it also messed with some of the like resource deposits, because everywhere would get a bunch of science deposit, and essentially we've done a lot of sort of behind the scenes work to make anomalies better, and actually to make them a lot easier to script as well for you modders.
Oh, that's perfect. I think a lot of the modders out there will enjoy that.
Yeah. And yes, Joseph, I am tired because there's just too damn much blood in my caffeine system.
Exactly. Perfect.
No, I am in the middle of moving apartments and selling apartments and like multiple things going on at work, multiple things going on at home, which is also why I haven't been popping up on stream so often. My life is quite busy at the moment.
Yes, which is also why I'll be joined by Daniel.
Indeed.
And hopefully we will have a more stable cast of streamers on the Stellaris streams going forward. That doesn't mean that History Wiz won't be back.
No,
but
I mean, the more Wiz is the better, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was Hipster Wiz. So, I don't know.
What was it? Hipster Wiz and Discount Wiz?
That one hurts. That one hurts.
So brutal.
So, did you change anything in the chance of discovering anomalies? Or is it still the same?
Stuff in the back end mostly, so that one of the problems previously was that some anomalies would always pop no matter how rare we set them to be, because they were the only anomaly possible for that kind of planet. Now we have kind of a null anomaly that can spawn. But we have adjusted the chances, so it's not really something a player should notice, except you won't always get Russell's teapot.
Every time.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, so one more free feature, and then I'm gonna hop on the Distant Stars, which is something that people have been quite psyched about, is binary and trinary stars.
Yes, this is so cool.
So we have added a bunch of essentially new system types you can encounter and a bunch of configurations of stars. You can have it here, for instance. You have two Class B stars, each with their own little planetary system. We can also go home and you can see that Alpha Centauri is now more proper. You get Alpha Centauri.
It's now a trinary star system.
Alpha Centauri B, and you have Proxima Centauri. And yes, we know Proxima Centauri is quite far away. But, you know, the worm pulled it closer. That's canon now, so you can't argue science.
So, are binary and trinary star systems purely cosmetic, or does that actually affect the galactic landscape?
It does affect the galactic landscape in the sense that, first of all, they tend to have more planets, especially the ones with multiple planetary systems, so they're often very valuable systems. You can get multiple stars to mine, etc. And you also have the ones that are paired with neutron and like pulsar stars, and they will have terrain effects similar to actual neutrons and pulsars. So to some degree it's just that it looks cool, but typically a system with binaries and trinaries will be interesting. Cool. And you will generally want to go for those systems.
And just to clarify, that means that there can be multiple terrain bonuses and penalties?
Right now, the only way what we set up is that when there is a neutron star or pulsar, it has the same effect, but we're kind of experimenting with maybe having some additional effects, maybe like when there's 3 stars that should do something, but no guarantees there. Right. It's just something we're talking about. We've also had a couple new star classes, actually. We've added, let me see if I can find I think that's just a class M. Do you see any big red dots?
No big red dots. Damn.
Damn it. Cooperate, game. I am your maker. Alright, well, we'll see if we bump into one, but we have added like Class M Supergiants, which is really just, I mean, they have very basically nil chances of life and they're big red stars. Yeah. And we have added brown dwarfs, which mostly just come, I mean, they aren't really real stars. Here you can see like a pulsar around the Class A star. They're not the real stars. I showed one a little bit earlier. They're more like a failed star, kind of a cross between a star and a gas giant.
Class M, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a Class M.
Damn, did we not get any spawning in this?
There's probably some somewhere. It's just the game isn't cooperating at the moment.
This is hot code.
Yes. You will have a chance to see them for yourself, to be certain.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get some in the Let's Play. Can you build multiple ring worlds in binary and trinary star systems?
No, you cannot. Actually, generally speaking, what we've done right now is that mostly the megastructures kind of aren't available there because they would end up looking stupid. It's on a kind of case-by-case basis, but when you build one Dyson sphere around one of the 3 stars and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we'll add some special like megastructures in the future that require trinary binary systems, like maybe a mega Dyson sphere, or I don't know, but right now it's mostly just dealing with it on a what makes sense here basis.
Cool.
So let's talk about the expansion.
Yes.
So one big thing that Distant Stars adds right away is a lot of anomalies.
Oh my god, I've played a few hours and there was so many new anomalies and everything. So many cool shit. Yeah,
it's just, I think it's a lot of anomalies, to put it plainly. The game just adds a lot of new anomalies to find. We have tweaked added a handful based on the free, but most of it is in the actual story pack, and it's just a lot more stuff to find mid-game, early game, etc. We've also added a lot of new systems, like unique systems to find. Have you found any cool systems?
You know what? I didn't even know about that, so I haven't found any specific ones. I mean, I always, search for the Blondie system, because I feel like I have a permanent CB on that.
Yeah, I hate it when the man-watch system ends up in my rivals. It's just, that's just obscene.
Yeah, that doesn't work out.
Let me see.
The Great Wound? Ooh. That's cool stuff.
I will not go into detail,
No,
but
no.
let's just say there are things going on in this system, so this is an example of a new system.
All right. Let's see if we have any questions. Dev Clash for Stellaris when?
And I don't know what you're talking about with this sort of isolated trinary star system.
No, that looks...
It's not like we changed the game to be able to handle isolated systems or anything.
Nah, that looks fine to me.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
No,
I think it's perfectly normal.
It's not like there would be any way to get there or anything.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could hover the mouse over and show something, but...
I think you shouldn't. I think we should leave that to the imagination of people.
No, I guess I won't.
Oh.
Yes. So, kind of the headline feature of Distant Stars is something we call the L cluster, which I'm going to talk about more in this week's Dev Diary. I just need to find... We haven't added unique S. So, while exploring the galaxy, you will, alongside the normal gateways that you already exist in the game and as part of the free 2.0 update, you will find these disabled L gates, and when you encounter one, you will discover that this is a gate that's been constructed by nanites.
Ooh.
And that there is something weird going on because it goes to an unknown address. It's been reconfigured essentially, and you will have to start looking for clues on how to open it because it's sealed. And this is sort of a quest chain where you will be able to get insights into the L gates in a variety of ways. You will be able to get them from Anomalies, you can get it from pirates, you could get it from other empires, you can straight up research them, so it isn't like the precursors where you can just end up having to wait for random events. There's a lot more ways. And once you have enough insights, who knows, maybe you can open the gate.
Maybe.
And there might be something behind there, but we're obviously not going to tell you what.
Nanomachines, son. Yeah, so that's sort of the headlining feature. It might have shown up in some media that we may have released like 37 minutes ago.
Oh, yeah.
It's possible. I don't know.
But could be some info about it.
Yes.
It's very enigmatic.
Yeah. So if you were the person who was like, you know what, Leviathans was like one of my favorite DLCs because it just added more things to find in the universe. It sort of made the universe feel more alive. This is going to be this is really for you because this adds so many things to the universe.
Including, in fact, new Leviathans.
Yeah.
Which is another part of the paid stuff, is that there is a number of new Leviathans you can find, including the Tianki Matriarch Elder. And yeah. So there will definitely be more details in this in upcoming Dev Diaries. This week's Dev Diary is about the L cluster, and more Dev Diaries on coming next week and so on. I am going to try and refrain from giving too much detail because this is a story back about exploration, and while we want to give an idea of how much content you will get and how much there will be to discover, we obviously don't want to go off and show everything there is to discover in the new story pack before you even get your hands on it. But to put it, like, just to give you sort of a summary, there is a whole bunch of anomalies, there is a whole bunch of new systems to find that are not just, there's some resources here, there is a bunch of Leviathans, there is the L cluster, and the L gates.
Yes.
And yeah,
that's
quite a bit.
It's a lot. Along with bug fixes and all the normal stuff that always comes.
1 update has bug fixes, it has the various changes to exploration, but the thing with Distant Stars is we want to make a really focused story pack. We want to make something that's kind of going back to Stellaris' basics, the exploration, that early game, the whole finding new things. Because if you've been playing Stellaris for a couple of years, you probably have every single anomaly more or less memorized, and you can be like, that's that, and it gives that reward, and you click that. Yeah. And it's actually been really fun for me because I've been so busy with other things, and especially the Cherry and Apocalypse post-release support, that I didn't really get a chance to play Distant Stars internally until most of the new stuff was in. So when I got to play, it's actually like, I told the content designers, don't tell me anything about the new anomalies, I want to experience them. Perfect. So I've actually for once gotten to experience new Stellaris content as you guys do, which is, I usually don't, because I usually know exactly what I'll be finding. That's nice. And it's really fun.
We have a lot of people asking about the 10 errors thing that's there, and that's just an internal thing.
Oh, okay. So here's the thing.
For
we
debug.
have, so that I easily could find systems. We booted up in the internal like debug build, and it's basically telling us that there are some script errors. Things like the achievements are not just registered on Steam, etc. You can pay no attention to that.
No, that's not part of the game. That's just part of our development process.
Yes.
We have a question here whether or not the discovery tree has been changed, and it was already changed quite recently. And I don't think it has been changed any further.
I mean, it's been changed in the sense that there's no longer any anomaly fail risk reduction, obviously, because anomaly fail risk isn't a thing, so you get more anomaly discovery chance, but otherwise it's more or less the same.
Mm-hmm. So it's been tweaked to the new system.
Yeah.
Rather than actually changed.
Oh, yes. Also, this is a thing.
Yeah. That one is really cool. I like that. Because it does happen that you get sort of locked in by...
Entirely boxed in, or, you can't access one particular alien pet, or just, it's a way to not get entirely boxed in and be able to keep exploring even if you're a xenophobe.
Yeah, I like it. So... I think that's gonna do it for today.
Yeah.
It's a bit shorter than last time, but this is a smaller update.
It's a story pack, and it's a very focused story pack. Yeah. And there will be dev diaries coming with more meaty details.
Yes,
and of course the playthrough.
The playthrough with me and Daniel starting Thursday. I think we're just gonna say goodbye. We're gonna run the trailer again.
Yep.
And then it's Battletech, which releases tomorrow.
It's a good game.
It's very good. All right. See everyone. Goodbye.